Hi, today is the 5th of February and I am celebrating becoming a mother for the second time. This video is just to talk about my experience last night giving birth and just how things have been happening, kind of little like catch up what's going on with my life, and it always helps me to definitely record these videos because I forget a lot of stuff. And I guess my journey began night before when I was feeling like the contractions, and I couldn't sleep that night. It was kind of hard to sleep while you're feeling tension in your lower back and like your uterus contracting. So it was kind of interesting, to feel that, and then I couldn't sleep, so I just started Googling, okay, what are signals of pre-labor? And yep, that's how I confirmed that I was going to have a baby right away. So I could not sleep. I did as much as I could. I'm like, this is my last day being pregnant, so I did just enjoy my body being pregnant, my baby being pregnant while it's 3 in the morning, and did some yoga, just kind of try to rest, continue feeling the tension in my back, stretching, and just feeling the baby inside of me just moving through. And when I woke up, the mucus blood came out, so that was really interesting. That was like this straight up sign saying yes, like this was happening no matter what. Like there was no other way. There was no other like anything. Like there was no doubt the baby was coming today, or yesterday. So I told John at 8 in the morning, and I'm sorry, 9 in the morning, because I woke up at 9, then went pee, and right away mucus plug come out, and that was a sign. And he's like, okay, like we just came back from Mexico. We've been just a week home, and we're definitely not ready, so we had no idea whatsoever what we were gonna do. I had no idea if we were gonna stay in Washington to have the baby, or we were gonna go somewhere. No idea. That was completely unexpected. 2 weeks before baby arrival, So he definitely took the initiative and said, let's back up. We're gonna back up. We're gonna call Margie. Let's figure it out. And call Margie, a midwife, and she was able to help us. And she had a room in her home, so she allowed us to go to her. So we drove 4 hours to Oregon and kind of go through the contractions as we're driving, and go get food, go get some snack shopping and Whole Foods. And what did I do through my pre-labor? Just live a normal life kind of thing and try to prepare for this baby. Like enough, I guess, but not enough, because we still did not have, still to the point now, we don't still have clothes or things for the baby. So pretty interesting, everything super like chill and relaxing, and like this is happening, so I'm not stressing about it. It was gonna happen one day, and that day is today. So that's what my attitude towards it was. And what else happened? We got to the Airbnb, the room that Margie had, and it was kind of beautiful. I'm so glad and grateful that we had the ability and the opportunity to give birth in the area that we were, because it was so beautifully like perfect. She allowed space for me to go through my process, and I lit up an altar, I put up a candle, I set up my crystals, I set up a Kuan Yin tarot deck, and got the fierce mother, and you're protected and trust the process kind of thing is what all, you're protected by the fierceness of the mothers. So that was beautiful to read and empowering. And then eventually the contractions start again, and it's hotter and hotter and hotter. And I would just like kind of focus on them, and I realized, wow, like the more I relax, the more I breathe, like the easier they go away. So it was kind of like, wow, all I gotta do is just like feel it and breathe through it, and then it's gone. So that was really interesting to just like feel it, go through it, and that was like it. Eventually, for sure, I started getting into a process where that's so hard to bear. I feel like I want to be levitating, not putting any weight on my hips, any pressure. Like I want my hips to be able to do their thing. So I was just wiggling my hips back and forth, side to side, hugging a pillow, trying to like, no matter what position I would try to move, it would still just be very uncomfortable, and I would just try to move around it and to see if I could ease any of the pain. But yeah, I don't think I could have. And afterwards, I went outside. The moon was amazing. So it was a full moon on Leo after the symbolic, session. But the energy of the night, it just felt like really beautiful, really special, very meant to be. Like just, it was downloading a lot of codes and energy from the moon. Like I can just feel such power from the moon itself right above us, and me going internally feeling all this pain, and then eventually releasing and coming back like nothing has happened and being kind of normal. And then I went outside, and there was this like deck that I could put my elbows into it, and that's where I could release some of the pressure on my legs and just let things happen. And eventually, like the craziest thing is that nothing was coming out. My water never broke, like blood, a few drops here and there, that was about it. But all I can feel was just like the contractions, but nothing was happening, like nothing else that was intense, or there was like that water break. I was expecting like a flush, or I was expecting something like that, and that did not happen. Eventually I was like obviously going to the bathroom, feeling like I had to poop. I pooped like a bunch of times. I got everything out, and I'm like, I still feel like I gotta go poop, and I'm like, I don't want to poop, like this is crazy, I can't do that, no. So I'm like, John, just put on the bath so that I can, if I poop, then I can be clean or something. So that way I don't have to give a fuck, if I poop. And I would just start feeling so much of a contraction to the point where I had to like release it, screaming like, like fuck, oh my gosh. And then it will be gone, and like like nothing happened, like this is great. Eventually, at the end of the night, I was starting feeling like I'm about to faint, or I'm losing something, or just pale, just weak, like exhausted, because I didn't even sleep the night before. And I just kept repeating to myself, like, our bodies are meant to do this, our bodies are meant to do this, our bodies are meant to do this.